Sample packs. Everybody loves them. Every good producer likes a good sample pack. Even for me personally, I would probably like a good sample pack over, let's say, a good Serum presets pack. Now, not everybody is that way. People like their Serum presets, but guess what? I have already released a very high quality Serum presets pack. In my opinion, it's very, very good. It's next gen presets for Serum. You can buy it on Ghosthack. But I have already made a video talking about that pack. Now it is time to make a video talking about my new sample pack. I present to you Dubstep Sound Arsenal. Now this is a Ghosthack pack. This has nothing to do with spectral sound. However, I work for Ghosthack and I made the entire pack from scratch, so I really wanted to share this with you. Now I love it. It's gonna be my kind of go-to pack for dubstep. However, don't just take my word for it. I'm gonna show you what the sounds are like. So here we are in Dubstep Sound Arsenal. You already can tell that there are a lot of different categories with a lot of different things going on here. So let's just start at the top. First off, we have claps. Now we have some generic claps in here, but we also have claps that are designed more for like rhythm, you know, claps like that are very heavy and are designed to be put over top of a rhythm kick. Next up, we have drum fills at 150 BPM. Those are very, very great for transitions. I love just taking like 2 or 3 of them and layering them and chopping them up and just making a really fun drum fill. It works very, very well. Next up, we have Foley Percussions here, which are really nice. These are all recorded myself through, you know, different things like in my house. We have some dice throwing, light string, got snips and sweeps, and, you know, just tonal sounds, as well as just any interesting sound I could find. And they're really fun for just messing around, making a loop or just sound effects in the background. Throw a bunch of reverb on it, it's all good. Now here I have some full drum loops with the stems separated. Now this is interesting, very few packs have this feature. What it is they have, let's say for loop 1 here, there's 10 of them. I'll take the full drum loop, and there you can see we have the entire drum loop just in FL Studio. And it's the full drum loop. However, if I wanted to separate all this out, it would be only too easy. I just take the kick, and there's the kick loop. Next, I have the snare. There's the snare loop, and then I have these cymbals, which are already sidechained to the kick and the snare drum. Next up, some hi-hats. These are really like heavy, kind of organic sounding hi-hats because I wanted to do this. Instead of making the hi-hats digitally using just white noise and volumes, these are actually based off actual hi-hats from actual drum kits, and I edited them to sound more heavy and digital. Therefore, your drums will have a more natural kind of organic sound, as well as being super heavy and, you know, dubstep-like. So I really like these hi-hats and cymbals here. Have some hi-hat loops to go with it. Those are very nice to just throw in the background and just have that going. You can turn it down or add effects to it. It's just very easy hi-hat loops. And then we got percussion Foley loops from the percussion and Foley section of this pack. Clap loops. And then the percussion loops themselves. Just again, really nice for layering. It adds great ambience and more texture to a track. Next up, kick drums. I cannot stress how much I love these kick drums. It's me right here, you know? Next up, this is another thing I do not see too often. These are lead one-shots. And these are extended for long periods of time, so you could throw these into a sampler, or if you want to go into Harmor or maybe the noise oscillator in Serum, you could put them in there and just play them like an instrument. They extend for a long time, so if you want to play a high note with one of, let's say, the lower synths here, then it'd be very easy to just play the high note and you wouldn't get cut off immediately. It would still extend for a long period of time, so those are very handy. Next up, some lead loops. Really easy and quick to just throw into your mix and get a really solid melody playing in the background. Next up we have Middies. I'm not going to show these to you because that would require me pulling up more instruments, but I have Middies for arps, chords, and Middies for melodies, and a lot of the Middies for the melodies actually correlate with some of the lead loops. You know, a lot of the lead loops are using Middies from this MIDI pack. Next up, sound effects. I have 10 downlifters. I have 10 impacts. And 10 risers. Next up we have snares, and these snares sound really good in my opinion. They all just sound very thick and juicy. We also have some, even though these are like kind of, you know, basic dubstep snares, we also have some more interesting snares down here, where I just messed around with, you know, shorter snares, more tonal snares, different techniques. And of course, it would not be a dubstep sample pack without the basses. We have 50 bass one-shots here. These basses are all labeled in key and they all have a clean separate sub to them. Along with all the bass one shots, we have 50 bass loops to go with them. Once again, this is the Dubstep Sound Arsenal from Ghosthack. There's a link in the top of the description where you can go to the Ghosthack website and download it. If you are still not quite convinced and you're not really sure how these would sound in a track, I will add a link in the description to the SoundCloud demo track on the Ghosthack page. Or you can just stick around to the end of the video and you'll hear it as the outro in just a few moments. As I said before, ever since I finished it, I think this is going to be kind of my go-to pack for dubstep sounds, especially for the drums. I really paid attention to detail when making the drums, because the drums are some of the most important parts of a dubstep track, in my opinion. Having good, solid, thick, and juicy drums can be the difference between making an awesome track and making a track that really doesn't play that well, you know? So anyone who buys this pack, I guarantee that will have you covered. So thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to follow Ghosthack on their platforms. Links to all of that is in the description below. And I will see all of you in the next video. Oh, and I also dyed my hair black. Thank you for noticing.